accent, I'm not from around these parts. I've been with Bombardier for over 20 years. I originally started my career in the United Kingdom working with BAE Systems Military Aircraft Division, but I joined Bombardier in 1997 in Toronto on the Q400 program. Since then I've had the opportunity to work on almost every platform that Bombardier has designed, developed and delivered over the past 20 years, mostly through the Flight Test Centre. As Mark mentioned, my most recent assignment was Global 7000 Flight Test. I had the privilege of leading that team for the last 2 years. Prior to that, I led the C-Series Flight Test team based here in Mirabel. That was a very interesting and dynamic program. I've been Director of Engineering on the CRJ. I've been Director of Programs on Learjets. I've been Director of Projects on Challenger 350s and Global 5000s. I really have been fortunate to work in almost every product that Bombardier has developed. And so that puts me in a very interesting position. I have a great network of contacts within this company. I also have a great appreciation for what we're capable of. We design and develop some of the best business and commercial aircraft in the world, but we can also design and develop some of the best missionized aircraft in the world. Using all the expertise that we have in-house, working with some third parties, we can do some really quite amazing things with our aircraft. So Bombardier Specialized Aircraft until recently fell under the mandate of the Commercial Aircraft Group. But approximately last summer, we restructured the division a little bit and brought Specialized Aircraft under Bombardier Business Aircraft. So I report to David Coleel, who is the president of Bombardier Business Aircraft. David is very passionate about this particular aspect of our business. He is very interested in helping us capture new opportunities and deliver winning solutions to governments, to private organizations around the world. And so he's charged me with growing that business. And so part of what you're going to see from BSA going forwards is a more visible presence to extol the virtues of our capabilities. We will be at RIAT with some colleagues. There's a very unique audience that comes to RIAT, so it's a good place for us to introduce and network. We will be at Farnborough. We're going to be with our colleagues from Commercial Aircraft. We have an interesting and exciting announcement that we'll talk a little bit about, but I'll leave the details to someone else. And you're going to hear a lot more from Bombardier Specialized Aircraft as we go forwards. It truly is one of the hidden gems in Bombardier, we believe. Mark talked about the ability for our team in Wichita to develop the Global 6500 quietly and effectively. Well, that's where I come from. That's the team that I work with. These are the people that can do very discreetly, very effectively, some really quite surprising things. And so I intend to build on that, and you'll hear a lot more from us in future. So let me just talk about the products that we currently have in our portfolio, and I'll guide you through some of them. Let me talk clockwise from the top right to start with. The picture you see there is a Saab Global Eye. So this is a Global 6000 aircraft, renowned for its performance, its capabilities, its enhanced flight deck, its smooth ride. This has been taken by our colleagues at Saab and turned into an airborne early warning and control aircraft. Saab have got a lot of experience in this field from previous platforms. They identified a requirement for a higher altitude, longer duration, more persistent capability. They assessed the available options and quite understandably identified the Global 6000 is the platform of choice. We know this from having sold the aircraft to other customers. The Royal Air Force, of course, operate the Sentinel aircraft. The United States Air Force operate the E-11A Bacon aircraft. Both very reliable, well-demonstrated, combat-proven airframes. And so it's only logical that others would seek to build on that demonstrated performance. So Saab have a number of aircraft in flight test at the moment. They are working towards some customers in various parts of the world, and we collaborate very closely with them to help ensure that they have a perfect platform for their system to be hosted upon. There are other aspects of the Global that we offer from special missions, and you heard me talk about the Sentinel Program. So we have standoff surveillance effectively. We have the Bacon program with the United States Air Force, the Battlefield Airborne Communication Node. It's a flying cell phone tower in the sky, if you like, that will link different people together in remote parts of the world. We also have other air forces like the German Luftwaffe, who operate the Global 5000 for VIP transport. We see lots of future applications, not only as a VIP transport command and control type aircraft, but also Saab with the airborne early warning, potential maritime patrol. The Global offers a unique capability that we think more and more people are going to come and seek. The Q400, a very interesting photograph you can see there. This is our Q400 multi-role aircraft, developed in cooperation with our friends at Conair. Essentially seen here in the firefighting role. 10,000 litres of fire retardant carried in the aircraft, dropped with precision. A couple of aircraft already in service in France with the Sécurité Civile department. Conair have recently announced an order for another 6 aircraft, and so the delivery stream for that is in progress with our friends at Conair. Firefighting is obviously something that is near and dear to many countries when you look around the world at the challenges we've had recently in Europe, previously in Greece, most recently California, New Mexico. This aircraft has a very compelling capability, much more modern than some of the older alternatives. So we see a strong positive market with Conair for firefighting aircraft. But more than just firefighting, this aircraft has a multi-role capability. The interior of the aircraft can be reconfigured. So you know that the Q400 can seat passenger complements up to 78, 80 seats or so. We can offer the same seating configuration in the multi-role aircraft. We can offer it as a combi configuration, part cargo, part passenger, or we can also offer it as a full cargo configuration. The configuration change between those operating parameters is relatively quick and straightforward. It's measured in hours. And so this offers a very compelling capability for a government seeking to have utility of an aircraft year-round, not simply during firefighting season. So Q400 multi-role has got a very clear segment of the market to operate in terms of firefighting, civil defence, civil support. If you would join us at Farnborough this year, you'll be very excited, I think, to see the rollout of the Q400 MM8, the multi-mission aircraft. Our friends at L3 in Texas have developed a really impressive suite for the Q400. I'll leave it to them to explain all the details and the capabilities, but suffice to say, this is an aircraft that can be used for search and rescue, maritime patrol, other missions that governments may have. L3 have looked again at our product portfolio and identified the ideal platform is the Q400. And so building on some of the work that was done previously with the multi-role aircraft, now we have the multi-mission aircraft. Something that we certainly see opportunities for around the world. There are many countries that have needs and requirements for maritime patrol, fisheries protection, that don't want to go to the expense of a Boeing Poseidon. This is a much more suitable aircraft for that application. And the Q400 itself has got fairly legendary performance in terms of its own basic capabilities, its narrow runways, steep approach, gravel runways. All of that helps in the specialised aircraft world. Bottom left-hand corner is a Learjet. So what's special about Learjets, would you say? There is no more missionised aircraft in the world than the Learjet. If you go and count by model which aircraft has had the most missionised derivatives, it's Learjet. It's in service with dozens and dozens of air forces the world over. US Air Force operate it as the C-21. Governments in South America, in Europe, in the Far East, in Africa, operate them for VIP transport. The aircraft also has been converted into medevac. Learjets are renowned for being used as the platform of choice for target towing, weapon simulation. Many of our older Learjets, the Learjet 35 series, the Learjet 60 series, have found second and third lives in that environment. The Learjet 75 is obviously our current in production aircraft. We see potential for that aircraft to also fulfill those roles, whether it be medevac, surveillance, it can be VIP transport, it can be target towing. There are a number of opportunities for the Learjet. Its performance is what differentiates it. 51,000 feet, over 2,000 miles of range, high speed. So it's a great platform for unique operations. CRJ is an interesting one. You may think there are no real CRJ missionized aircraft out there. Not necessarily so. There are some that are operated by organizations and governments that we don't publicly disclose, but you can take my surety for it that there are several out there being operated today in various roles of transport or other. But there is one that's quite visible that you will find on aviation websites, and you may have seen flying before. Northrop Grumman Electronic Systems, based over in Baltimore, Maryland, have a CRJ 700 with what we call the Pinocchio nose. We basically adapted the CRJ 700, extended the nose, we added fairings on top, on the side, and under. They use it as a test bed. So it's basically a flying development aircraft. We see that as a great use of the CRJ 700. The performance envelope is very suitable for what systems they are trying to develop. But there may also be applications where the CRJ in itself could become the platform. So we're helping our customers understand the capabilities of the platform. We're helping them understand that it's not just simply a compelling regional jet. There are second and third lives for these aircraft that we could help you with. And then finally on this page is the Challenger. This picture here is the Challenger 604. I believe that's the 604. Maybe it's 650, what can you tell?
That's the 650 delivery.
Is that the 650? Okay. So the aircraft is operated by Rega, air ambulance organization based in Zurich, Switzerland. They have a large fleet of helicopters stationed in locations all over Switzerland. They have also operated until recently 3 Challenger 604s for medevac and repatriation of patients from overseas. They have recently made the choice to upgrade those 604s to Challenger 650s. As Mark points out, this is the delivery of the first Challenger 650. We're very excited that they have that aircraft, and we're looking forward to delivering the next 2 to give them 3 nice new Challenger 650 medevac aircraft. But the Challenger story is more than that. We have missionized Challengers as well. We have the Hong Kong government flying service. We have the Korean maritime patrol aircraft operated by their Navy. We have the Royal Dutch Air Force operating Challengers. They're also in use by Canadian government for VIP transport. The CC-140, I think, is the designation in Canada. The FAA operate them as flight check aircraft for calibrating airways and landing aids. The Challenger itself is a very versatile aircraft. The cabin size, the reliability, the supportability of that aircraft makes it very attractive for medevac, missionization, VIP transport. So the strength of Bombardier has always been the breadth of our product portfolio. It's no accident that Bombardier Specialized Aircraft is advertising that same broad portfolio: Global, Challenger, Learjet, Q Series, and CRJs. I apologize, mental break there. Our entire portfolio can be missionized. So it can be missionized. Now, how to missionize it? So this is where the team that Mark alluded to earlier on in Wichita has demonstrated over the years a capability of doing some amazing things. We modified the aircraft for the Royal Air Force Sentinel. We modified the aircraft for the United States Air Force. We've been heavily involved in a number of the other missionized platforms. So going forward, what I'm going to do with my organization is to build an operational center of excellence in Wichita, where we will be able to offer to our customers a range of solutions. It can be a turnkey solution where you purchase the aircraft and ask me to modify it for you, and I will do that, and I'll deliver you a certified modified aircraft. Or we can work with our partners like we do with Saab, where we provide an aircraft and some engineering support, but more of the burden is on the mission system supplier to integrate and develop the capability. or I can simply be your consultant and help you understand the best way to adapt and modify these aircraft. There is an absolute value from working with the OEMs when it comes to developing specialized aircraft. No one knows our product better than we do. So it's absolutely clear to me, and this is the message we want to share with people, if we want to missionize a Bombardier platform, Bombardier specialized aircraft should be your first stop. We absolutely have strong relationships with Con Air, with Saab, with multiple other partners that we will refer you to if there's an existing solution. If there's not an existing solution, we can use those same networks to help find that solution. I think it's a great time in the specialized aircraft world. We've got new energy from our new home in Bombardier Business Aircraft. Our president is 110% behind the business. We're looking to grow and expand and really demonstrate that not only is the Bombardier portfolio of business and commercial aircraft outstanding, our specialized aircraft are really outstanding. So, you'll see a lot more from us in the future. You'll hear from us. Farnborough will be exciting to see the Q400 MMA rolled out. I'm always hopeful, but especially hopeful at the moment, that we could have some announcements in this year of other platforms. It's a great time to be in specialized aircraft.